Hi, Cherish. My name is Christina, and I will be doing your birthday read today. So I don't know if you've ever gotten a reading before, but I do mine a little differently. So I do scrying messages, I channel messages, and then, of course, as I pull cards, whatever comes up, I do get a lot of messages through music. So that probably will be prevalent. And I don't go in any specific order. I just go as I am led. I was led to do a general reading for you. I will say that your energy was very, very hard to tap into. And like I said, I like to scry. So I like to type it or tap into people's energy and then really just scry what I am feeling or what comes to me. So I will go over those with you prior to pulling cards. Right now, I am going to pull some angel answers for you. So I will pull a card, three cards. I will read the card meaning for you. I typically do that at the end, but I am led to do it at the beginning. So I don't know if you're coming into this reading with questions, but hopefully you will get some insight and some clarity that you are looking for. You can pause the video and write three questions down that you might have, or if you already have them, I will pull those three cards, read those messages, and we will move forward. All right. Excuse me. All right, Spirit, please get me. Should I need to tell okay, and give her the messages of her. All right. One. Great. Okay. So your first question or first answer would be big happy changes. Your second is be assertive. And your third is no. So let me get those for you. Big happy changes. Big positive changes are coming into your life. You may find yourself on a new career path, entering a new relationship, or moving to a new home or city. Embrace these exciting events, knowing that your angels will be beside you all the way. What are you asking about may require you to take leaps of faith that seem frightening or beyond your ability. Trust that the opportunities before you are meant to bring you happiness. These options would not have presented themselves unless you were ready for them. Release your fears and follow your heart. Okay? Let's see, be assertive. Be assertive. The situation calls for you to take matters into your own hands. You must get clear on your personal feelings and then pursue the fulfillment of your desires with courage and self-confidence. Ask for what you need without watering down your requests in order to satisfy others. Remember that seeing to your own needs is nothing to apologize for. Set boundaries with those around you in order to create a safe and fair environment. Tailor your actions so that you earn the respect from others you deserve and then move forward. Okay. No. The answer to your question is no. You may gather additional information by asking another question surrounding this issue and drawing another card. So when I get this no card, I really think that maybe it could be the way that you're asking, or maybe you're asking too soon. So take it as it resonates for that one. All right. Okay, so as for your channeled messages, I was able to receive them on June 27th, 2026. And the first message, and I got this because when Vanessa asked me for the reading, she did share that you liked the Goofy movie, which is one of my favorite movies. And I shared with her, like, I literally just watched it twice prior to her asking for the reading. I showed it to my fifth and sixth grade classroom. I am a teacher. So I showed it to them before summer break because a lot of the kids nowadays have never seen it. So I try to pride myself on showing them movies from the 90s and 80s that they might enjoy and that I think they can get something out of. With that said, I kept thinking about the scene that first popped in my head as a channeled message is when they were getting ready to go on their road trip, and their song is playing, me and little Maxie, because we're on our way, something something something, Beverly Hills 90210, let's go. So I do feel that one, a move may be very significant, which we did kind of get that in the Angels answers there too. And California might be important as well. Your name stood out to me, which is Cherrish. And I just want to remind you, even though it might be hard sometimes in life and you have your ups and downs and moments, to remember to cherish who you are. Remember that you cannot live up to unrealistic expectations. I also kept thinking about the scene in the movie with Goofy and when they had their accident, they're going down the river and they're singing their song. And what stood out to me, there was no mother, right? And so I feel like for you, there may be some type of mom aspect missing or a piece to the puzzle that deals with mom that may not have been maybe necessarily understood or healed or something around the mother aspect for you. Dad, I did hear, I love you, I am proud of you, and you have turned out beautifully, sweetheart. Um, the question next was healed. Are you completely healed? Your energy is vibrant, but there are blockages. And like I said, it was very hard for me to kind of tap into your energy. So I don't know what it is that you're holding on to, you're suppressing, but I do feel like you do need to work on some sort of release. You might feel that you have, bypassed whatever it might be that is this blockage, but I do feel like there's still some more work to be done. I put something you hold on to and you have to release or reassess it. So yeah, I put cats could be your spirit animal. You might see a lot of cats. Maybe you're drawn to get a cat. Maybe you have a cat. I don't know, but cat stood out for you as well. I did hear a warning of a flood. Now, when I got this message, I kind of saw like water rising up to car level. So I don't know if you're in an area where it'd be smart to have some type of like flood insurance. Also checking, I don't know where you live, but if you have like piping for wash machines and things like that, just maybe going through and just making sure there's no leaks under your kitchen sink and your bathroom sink. There's no leaks, coming from the wash machine area, but water and flooding could be significant or some type of water damage. I don't like to, scare anyone, but, we can always be proactive and try to prevent those and take preventative measures. I also heard the song In the City by Tupac, the city of Compton, Keep It Rockin', California Love. So again, California could be something that is significant to you. I heard We Shall Overcome, and that will be the cherry on top. I heard grandmother could be significant. Someone who is very matriarchal in your family may play a prevalent role in your life. I did put this could possibly be dad's side of the family, but very nurturing woman, very embracing woman, open woman. Sorry, my cat might come in here. I have a cat. But I do feel like she's going to be significant as you get older. I don't know if she has some type of messages, wisdom to bestow on you, but definitely a grandmother energy there that would be, should be utilized. I heard Christmas songs then. Bells will be ringing. That could be marriage, but it also could be something significant with that time frame of Christmas. The song that I got was also from Home Alone when she was trying to catch a ride back, and there's like, please come home for Christmas. I know that's a sad song, but that's not the energy I got. I really was just picking up on Christmas. So could be very significant. All right, so we are going to jump into your reading. Gotta figure out which cards I want to use for you. Let's do the ancestors since we were talking about matriarchal energy. And like I said, this is just going to be a general reading, advice. Like I said, take what resonates, leave what doesn't. If any songs, dates, numbers come up, you know, look them up, do your research, see how they might resonate. I always like to go back and look at the song lyrics because there's always something that stands out. And I do want to say, before I started your reading, the song that came into mind was, I think it was Katy Perry, "'Cause baby, you're a firework. Come on, let your colors burst. Make it go." Oh, so that song might be significant too, or just bringing a little bit more excitement, not being afraid of who you are, stepping into your power, stepping into your calling, is an energy that I'm feeling. All right, Spirit, for Cherrish. Okay, so I have the daughter of coins. I have the father of knives. I have the emperor, which is for this card, John Horse. And I have 4 of coins. So please look up the number 444. I mean, we only have 2 4s here, but significant 4s talk about stability, growth, movement, homes. So just reiterating that message. Now with the daughter of coins, this is more of a slow energy, but this card speaks of having to do the mundane tasks. So I look at it, especially for myself who takes care of my parents, and like I said, I teach full time as well. Sometimes the things that we do may be mundane and they get on our nerves and they bother us, but it's still part of our path and part of our journey. So you may be doing something that you may not necessarily want to do, feel like you have time to do, but this is part of your growth and your journey. Now with the Father of Knives, this talks about definitely logic. So having a clear sense of, you know, what it is time to do. With the clocks in this circle, he has kind of cast a spell on one of the people that have been bothering him, because he says it's time. No more playing around, no more messing around. So it's time for you to do something. You know it needs to be done. Maybe it's whatever this mundane task is. With John Horse, the emperor, this is about control. The emperor is the ruler. He has the respect of the court and the townspeople. He, in this deck, this one, really listened to his guides. He had someone that would advise him, his spiritualist, who would lead him to win wars, to protect children, women and children. What else? And he was very successful. He loved his booze, he loved his horse, and he loved kids. So kids could be significant. Spiritual guidance definitely could be significant. I did want to tap into that matriarchal energy, which, you know, that even though gender is fluid in tarot, he still is somebody that would be considered, you know, the patriarch. And he even went for higher guidance and support when it came to decision making and taking care of all of his people. Now with the 4 coins, this does talk typically about saving and holding on to money, but also it's saying if you have the money and you know there's something that you need to do, go ahead and invest it. Don't be afraid, is what I'm getting with these messages. You may have some sort of business idea that you might feel is mundane and very simple, and that you know, have processed and have tossed and turned with the idea. But with the Father of Coins, this says, or the Father of Knives, this is saying, take action, you know, put that business plan in place, write things out. You will have control, you will be successful, and the money will come, is what I'm getting for those messages. All right, what else for Cherish? And this first row can kind of be taken as like past energy, energy that you're kind of like sitting in, that you have sat in, that you sat with. My next row is going to be, I feel, presently, what we should either be doing presently, focusing on presently. Um, let's see. And even with that row, going back to that big happy changes card for the answer oracle, it did talk about moving changes, positive growth. So that kind of goes hand in hand with that message that we just received as well. All right. Cherish, please put that one in there. Where did I see that? One more. One more. I heard don't be afraid. Nothing bad is going to come out. Okay. All right. So for this row, and I'm going to take this as like current energy, what we should be working on. So you have the Judgment card. You have the Ace of Pumpkins. You have the Page of Potions. And you have the King of Lightning. So again, this is still the King of Swords. So he was in the first row. Now he's in our second row. This is my now I draw a blank when I'm channeling. This is my well, whatever. I can't think of the movie name, but it's the Sanderson sisters. So when I'm channeling, I kind of draw a blank and have my blonde moments. But another one of my favorite movies. Gosh, that is going to bug me. Sanderson sisters. Hocus Pocus. Hocus Pocus. So this is my Hocus Pocus deck. Okay. So I like to kind of incorporate the movie with some of the messages. So obviously with Judgment, Judgment talks about a judgment call, a call needing to be made, a call needing to be adhered to. We kind of got that message in that first row too. Ace of Pumpkins is Ace of Pentacles, talks about money. So some type of judgment call, this could just even be a call or some sort of news regarding money, but he's happy, he's excited. They're nothing bad there. Now the Page of Potions is about kind of like that energy of like when pigs fly, right? Opportunities, offers. But see, with him, Zachary thinks he went running. I don't know if you've seen the movie, hopefully, but he went running to go save his sister Emily, right? But without a plan, he just told his friend, hey, tell my parents that I'm going to the witch's cabin to go save my sister. But he did not go with help. He didn't have a plan, right? And I did talk about, logic with that with this Father of Knives here, which is, like I said, the King of Swords, writing out your plan, being logical about the decisions that you're making, what you're getting ready to start working on or move forward with. Like I said, I was picking up on some sort of maybe business idea, something that you're really good at and that you might just be afraid to test the waters. But really, before you jump into that opportunity or take that risk, have a plan set in place. Again, the King of Lightning, like I said, same energy with this here. He went in there, lit the candle, being a virgin, another one trying to show off, didn't have a real plan, had to fight his way through all night, but still was able to be successful. So I do feel like if you have a plan in place, you cross your T's, you dot your I's, you will be good. So presently, the energy, that's something that you should be working on right now is putting a plan in place, like I said, crossing those T's, dotting those I's, making a judgment call that is going to be beneficial for you. I also see, like I said, lucrative, because we have those coins and those pumpkins on the board. I'm going to pull a card or two, and I'm going to see, what are you afraid of? This is my villains, Disney villains deck. I can't tell you I know all the villains in this one, but might resonate. All right, what is Cherrish afraid of? What is she afraid of? I'm hearing that fireworks song again in the same part. Baby, you're a firework. Come on, let your colors burst. And maybe you're afraid of being seen? I don't know. Let's see. What is she afraid of? And that's understandable, because, you know, a lot of us are introverts and don't want to be seen. I mean, I'm an introvert too, but I can say yeah, it's being seen. The King of Coins, again, more money, but look at how flashy he is. You know, he has his crown. He's literally sitting on mounds of gold, his overly sized fur robe. Like, I think that's what you're afraid of, is being seen. But I'm hearing you being seen is what brings you your happiness, your financial stability, your oh gosh, you're getting the same messages over and over again. Your financial stability, and you just, again, have to make that judgment call. So you have judgment here twice on the board. You have the King of Swords twice on the board, which, like I said, is logic, decisions, judgment twice, judgment calls, making a judgment call, you know, listening and being aware of what I heard, what you know what to do or what needs to be done. Okay. Let's get the future. Let's see what the future is holding. And I'm seeing, before I go there, I'm seeing these two boys, both teenagers, you know, kind of immature, and I'm seeing it as like, maybe with that whole not wanting to be seen, not feeling ready, not feeling maybe old enough or mature enough. But both of them, like I said, went into their issues or went into their storyline literally without a plan, without using logic, but they still did what they needed to do, even with him, you know, being hexed and becoming a cat, until they were able to free Zachary, thinks. But, you know, he did it for his sister, so he did it out of love, you know. May not have had a great plan, may not have thought it out, you know, and it did leave his parents without children, but, you know, he did it for his sister and for love, right? And then this one, I can't think of his name. What's his name in the movie? It's Emily. Max. I think his name was Max. Went into the witch's house. His little sister told him, hey, this is not a good idea. I don't think you should do this. You know, he wanted to show off and, you know, impress the girl, and again, not a well thought out plan, but still was mature enough to handle the situation, was able to rid them of the witches and save his sister and his family and really all the kids, which I'm still picking up on kids a lot, and I don't know why. I'm guessing that would resonate with you, because even though there's nothing here on the board showing anything about children, I'm picking up on children heavily. I'm just going to go back to these scrying notes. Maybe it's something that you want to do with children, some type of work with children. I'm feeling like social work. Yeah. So take that as it resonates. Okay, let's see. Future. What is the future looking like for Cherish? Wow. Okay, so we do have our 444 on the board, so that's going to be very prevalent for you. And then with that judgment, now I just saw that because that's the number 20. So something significant could have happened in 2020. Maybe some of these ideas came to you in 2020. Maybe even when I talked about needing to heal something or something that is still that you're holding on to could have been from 2020. Anything else? And you know, with that Father of Knives or Father of Swords energy, because we have it again for the third time, now I'm picking up on Father energy, some type of masculine energy. I did get that download from Father, Dad. Hold on, let me see. Before I read this, let me get one more card. Let me get one more card. I like to only take flippers, so I'm gonna get one more card for Cherish, and then I'm gonna see if there's anything that Dad wants to say. Okay, I'll read that in a minute. Because the Father of Knives energy, any Father of Knives, Father of Coins, Father of Cups, it really talks about Father energy. That's why we call them the Father. And like I said, you have it out here 3 times, and I've never seen cards jump out like that in a reading so much. So I am going to see if there is any messages that Dad would like to come through. I know that Vanessa did share that he was no longer with us, which I do apologize for, but I do have the ability to sometimes tap in to those energies, and I'm feeling that he has an extra message for you. So let's see. Okay. I'll flip back over. Anything else that you want her to know? Okay, so the message that I got from Dad was that he's trying to communicate with you. He's either always been there or he's been trying to communicate with you. You might be afraid of how these messages are coming in. You could be having them in dreams. But you have this gift and you are able to utilize him as needed. Okay. The Hangman is about perspective. Usually it's about going within and seeing things from both sides. But when it's in reverse, I'm taking it as maybe you toggle with the idea of having this spiritual gift, and maybe people's perspective has played a role on the way you feel, and maybe that's why you don't want to be seen. But I heard that you have a gift that is helpful. You have a gift that is helpful. Now with this Son of Sticks, he has a 6 fingers, like a 6th finger, and then like a cowl over his face, which they say are those who, you know, are basically sacred, who can put a hex on somebody, but also bless somebody. So I'm taking that as the gift, is why I'm picking this up on that message. And with the Son of Coins, again, money, it's time. Like with this card, he is using an old calendar to show a good time when they should start planting planting their seeds into the ground. But then when I was looking at this, I picked up on something about Libra and Scorpio might be significant. Maybe a Libra person, Libra or Scorpio person, Scorpio season. Now, I, being in the spiritual world, do believe that October is, what is it, Samhain? And it is, how can I put this to be politically correct? Well, we have Hallows Eve, right? And we also have the Day of the Dead. And they do say the veil is thin during that time. So October could be significant for you. Like I said, it could be a Libra, Scorpio person. Something to do with October. What Scorpio goes October into November. Yeah. But that's the messages I'm getting from Dad, is that it's time, you're ready, you have a gift, stop being afraid of it, it's helpful, and he's there when you're ready. And you might already know this. He just wanted to reiterate it. And also, why I said that, I just want to explain because I like people to understand the cards. She is reading a Ouija board, and you see all these hands and these spirits. They're talking to her, but if you look at her face, she's kind of like overwhelmed because it's so many messages, which I understand because when I really started utilizing my gifts, I'm getting messages all over, and sometimes have to decipher it. And that's kind of why I start scrying and tapping into specific energy so that I'm able to actually like utilize what is given and it makes sense to those who it is for. All right, so for our future energy, we have the Knight of Wands. We have the King of Swords, again. We have the Four of Pentacles, again, like I said, 444. Definitely an angel number for you. And then we have the Five of Swords. So for this future energy, this is telling me I just heard taking action on your father's investment. Your father's investment will give you the upper hand. Don't know what that means. But for future energy, I'm seeing this as you hesitant, if you look at his face, hesitant to take action, but you're taking it, right? Again, King of Swords. You've come up with that plan. You feel confident in it. Face might be a little stoic, but you're okay. You're going to have to figure out where or how to invest your profits as well as energy. And then the Five of Swords is my upper hand. Having the upper hand, he was able to defeat these other players and as well as gain their weaponry. So this for me is having the upper hand. Let me clarify. I want to clarify one of these King of Swords. Let's do this one. King of Swords. What is the King of Swords here for her future? Knight of Wands. Okay, so I clarified the Knight of Wands which was clarified by the Two of Swords, right? So again, swords deal with decision making, choices. So I told you that I felt like you were making this choice, right? In the future, you're making this choice. You already made it. You're confident. You're taking action on it, right? Then I wanted to clarify one of these King of Swords. The Five of Cups came out. Five of Cups talks about laws. It talks about inheritance. It deals with father's inheritance. And the fact that I said that prior to this coming out, I don't know if there was something that was left or maybe something that you have. I'm feeling like an object could be also that might be valuable, but I feel like you're led to use this to invest. Let me get the Four of Pentacles here. Let me get the Four of Pentacles. Four of Pentacles. Okay, so I got the Three of Wands and the Three of Cups for this Four of Pentacles, right? And I said use it to invest, or you're going to be using this Four of Pentacles to figure out where to invest your energy as well as finances, right? And I got the Three of Cups and I have the Three of Wands. So threes for me are like the Father, Son, Holy Spirit, right? So that is blessed energy. So Three of Wands is talking about your ships coming in. Three of Wands typically represents your ships coming in. The Two of Wands talks about having dominion over this earth, right? So you have the ability to decide how you want your life to go. You can put your plan in place, figure out how life is going to be, right? Three of Wands, well, now you're seeing the not reciprocity, but you're seeing the return on your investment, right? So Three of Wands, and then you have the Three of Cups, which is about celebration, partnership. Typically in the regular tarot deck, this has pumpkins and vineyards around it, which brings me back to that October and Scorpio energy. So for the future, you're going to have the upper hand regardless. You're going to take this action. You've already made this choice. Could deal with something surrounding the father, something surrounding inheritance. You're going to figure out future wise how to invest your money to help it to grow, as well as, like I said, your energy and taking care of yourself. That is clarified by your ships coming in, and celebration, which is happiness. Yeah. Okay. All right. Before we close out, is there any other messages that we have for Cherrish? Any other messages? And then I'm going to pull the Love Oracle for you just to get some messages. And they're typically about self-love and taking care of self and confidence. So I did feel like that was going to be needed in your energy. So I will pull a couple of those cards. Anything else for Cherrish? Anything else? All right, so we have the Son of Knives, the Father of Sticks, and the Eight of Wands. All right, let me tell the story behind the cards because that might be significant. I'm feeling that. So with him, Son of Knives, he, back then, you know, they had to create justice for themselves, right? So this kid, his mom's was going to see, I guess you could say, a seer, and he felt like the seer hexed her. And so when they did things in front of the church, they felt like nobody could judge them but God, right? So he murdered the seer who he felt like put a hex on his mom and she went crazy, but because it was done in front of the church, he felt like nobody could judge him except God, right? Father of Sticks, again, father, healer. He's a healer. He uses his tonics and tinctures to heal people. He's a self-made business person. I'm getting father's business now. Maybe your father had a business or business idea, but he has made it from the bottom to the top, and the people respect him because it's not like he became a millionaire overnight. He's not greedy. He's not flashy. He is, like I said, well respected, and people actually seek him out for advice and for healing as well. Eight of Wands talks about travel, news coming in quickly. With this card, it talks about lightning doesn't strike twice, but it can, right? And then this woman is going to pick the wood that the lightning has struck because they feel that it could bring prosperity. Now, the message that I was getting before I was led to tell the story is that either karma, I felt like, this boy, he was out for justice, out for karma, wanted to bring some type of balance back to his life because he kind of felt like he lost his mother with this man's work, right? But, he felt that nobody could judge him but God, so he did it in front of the church, right? Then with the Father of Sticks coming out, and this being like a business person, and like self-made, I don't know if there's some type of karmic energy being played out surrounding this man's business or what this man has done. I don't know who this man is, or some type of man, not your father, but maybe another type of man getting his karma. I don't know if this could be past relationship, but whatever it is happening fairly quickly, right? So I'm hearing whatever maybe this person has done to you. It could be male or female. Like I said, gender is fluid in tarot. Whatever this person has done to you, or maybe there was a person who truly hurt you, or you felt like you never got justice or some type of like closure for. I do feel like, don't worry because God is handling it. And you may see evidence of this soon. That's a pretty deep message. I'm also hearing if you do drink heavily or, consume a lot of alcohol, to try to like give your body a break as well. Um, and I'm picking up on alcohol because, like I said, he makes tinctures and things like that. But maybe it may not even be tinctures. It could be carbs. It could be anything. But maybe you're feeling like whatever it is, maybe you've had a thought, maybe I need to lay off on this for a little while, or give my body like a break or a detox. Follow your gut with that because I am picking up that energy in your reading as well. Anything else? Hearing a song, but I can't think of the word. Freedom. I sing because I'm happy. I sing because I'm free. I have no idea, but I heard freedom. I kept hearing freedom, and then I heard a song with freedom in it. Freedom. His eye is on the sparrow. His eye is on the sparrow. I don't even know how that goes. Those are the last messages for that. Okay, freedom. Something about I sing because I'm happy. I sing because I'm free. I don't know what song that is. And then I heard his eye is on the sparrow. And I'm hearing Whitney Houston, but I'm also hearing Lauryn Hill. So I guess look up those songs. Like I said, any songs that came out in the reading, please look them up. Look at the lyrics. There's always going to be something there. Okay, these cards are hard because they're shaped like hearts, but I'm going to try to give them a quick shuffle real quick and then see what comes out. But I hope this reading has, like I said, brought you some clarity. I hope you enjoyed it. Not my typical fashion of doing a reading, but I wanted, like I said, was led to do a general reading for you, to give you your answers or questions first in the reading, and then your scrying messages. So hopefully something resonated. Hopefully you got something out of it. Feel free, you have my number also if you want to call or text me or need clarity on something or would like me to pull more on a specific message or a card that you received. But I do want you, like I said, look up those angel numbers, 444, 2020. I want you to look up angel number, and you can even do biblical numbers, biblical message for the number 444 or for 2020. I want you to look up the Father of Swords card and just Google it. But, Chat GBT or, Google or whatever they call it, I don't know, will pop up something. But look at maybe 3 or 4 different sources so you really understand and get a grasp of the Father of Swords and see why he showed up 4 times in your reading. And then I want to say, whatever that business idea is or whatever it is that has been calling to you and has been sticking out and you've been feeling that nudge to pursue, I want to say go ahead and pursue it. All right, this is my Lover's Oracle. Let's see what messages we can get. All right, messages for Cherrish. Anything else? Whoa, okay, that's a lot. We're going to take them. Okay. I believe this one was first. Okay, so this is deep in your heart, you already know the answer. Do what feels right. Okay. Your next one. Healing. Imagine yourself and your beloved imagine yourself and your beloved surrounded by light. Feel your relationship being healed this very moment. And like I said, because I felt like you were kind of blocked, you may not need it in your relationship, but definitely for yourself. And your last card is power. You instinctively know what is right for you, and you have the power to say no or to walk away at any time. All right. I think that really summed up what we've gotten. All right, Cherrish, take care. Happy birthday again.